Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first virtual award ceremony that we've ever done here at Bugcrowd. My name is Blair, and I will be hosting along with Omar and Travis. Uh, I am the Hacker Community Manager and in charge of events here at Bugcrowd, and it's my pleasure to welcome you, and congratulations to all of our participants. It was super exciting to see and be a part of this.
Hackers. I'm sitting here in Sydney, Australia. This is the birthplace of Bugcrowd. This is where it all began with Casey 13 years ago. As we finish this year's Carnival of Chaos, I want to extend a huge thank you to all of the hackers that participated, all of the customers, employees, and team members that made this event possible. But a special congratulations to this year's winners. We saw an unprecedented amount of findings in this year's event. We found over 20 P1 critical findings in one of the public programs. Just phenomenal effort by everybody across the board. And you continue to show why unleashing the ingenuity of the crowd is a customer's best defense in today's threat environment. Thank you for participating, and I'm so proud of these results.
Hey hackers, this is Casey. I wanted to extend a huge congratulations to BSysUp, Go, and Sweetly from the Do's and Don'ts crew for taking out this year's Carnival of Chaos. Thank you so much, fellas. There was some incredible P1s and P2s that came in off that crew and from others as well, but especially from these guys. It's really what you get when a bunch of people that have a slightly different take on hacking the planet when they get together to make it all happen. So shout out to you and that group. Shout out also to Tessa's squad, who narrowly missed out this year. Hopefully we'll see you guys back next year, and maybe you can take the top spot then. But we will be doing Carnival of Chaos again. Thank you to everyone who participated. Thank you for making the internet that little bit safer and continue hacking the planet.
All right, so just want to say thank you to everyone for making the time to join us. Many of you know me. I'm Omar. I'm in charge of the incentives and campaigns. I've also worked on the operations side of Bugcrowd, really to set up a lot of these games, events, and specialty hacking situations beyond just your normal bug bounty, right? We could have a platform where you just go look for bugs, look at different clients, but that wouldn't keep people around. We want to do a little bit more than that. And Carnival of Chaos, as well as these types of events, whether you participated in Team Hunt or Hacker Cup when we did that year, are to really just give you guys more reason to find some more stuff, work in a different way, challenge yourself on public programs. I know not everyone's favorite thing, but you guys really shook us all by knocking the publics out of the road. So we just wanted to give you more here. This is a little history lesson. So this will be the fourth time we've done this, starting since 2021 with Abigail. That was the Team Hunt, and that was really the release of the collaboration feature. Before, you weren't able to tag people, split payments, do things like that. So as we've upgraded the platform, we wanted to give you guys more opportunities to actually use it in different ways. And this is the big way that we found to use the collaboration feature, which we hope a lot of you, especially who participated, will continue to use throughout the year, as well as for different events. Generally, when we look at the data, submissions that have a collaboration on them are very much higher impact than other subs. It's really quite overwhelming for us. So we want to make sure that we're pushing this and that people know that watching ingenuity, watching people work together actually does create bigger impact in the long run than just your standard bug bounty. Some basics, 1,500 non-duplicate validates vulnerabilities have been identified throughout the years. Over 3 million has been paid directly to our hackers, and by proxy, our customers prevented from different situations and protected in the result of finding those vulnerabilities. And it's not just about history, it's also about making history. So for everyone who participated this year, congrats. You identified the most vulnerabilities that we've ever seen on a public program during one of these events or one of these time box incentives. It's really, really impressive. So for everyone who suffered through round one and wanted the private programs, wanted the new programs, know that there's always more there to find. There's always a different code change. There's always a new application. And this is one of the ways that we see people actually turn that into reality. It's our highest new hacker participation to date. A number of people just getting in there, trying new things, bringing in new team members, and we're really proud to watch you guys expand the crowd naturally, as well as use the events to bring on some different people, work with some different people, and, you know, spread the message. Stressfully and wonderfully, this is our closest top 3 of all time. So really narrow win here. In the end, we've watched the top 3 flip between first place a number of times throughout the last 2 weeks. So super excited to have so much going into it, so many people coming in different directions, and really our winning team here as panelists taking it in the very end, but only by a small margin at first. $250,000 has already been paid out to the hackers. We're seeing that money come in. A lot of things are still in triage. They're still moving through. They're still clarifying the value. So we expect that number to go way up over time. We'll be releasing a blog and such in about January to give people a more well-rounded idea, but super excited to see that payout so early in the event. And 300 valid non-dupe vulnerabilities identified during the process as of right now. We'll watch a few more come in and see how that goes. With that, let's go to our top 3 teams, and I'll do an intro here. So in no particular order, Tessa's squad, huge congrats. One of the teams that, you know, made a very, very strong push here, came in second, featuring Tess, Hacker X007, and Aura Godfather, personal friend of mine as well. A lot of people who we've seen in bug bashes previously. Matrix SoftSec coming in at number 3 in the end. Priyanshu, D-Matrix, Nash, huge thanks to you guys. You guys really put forth some very interesting vulnerabilities, some things that Triage is still working on, and we're super happy to see it. And then Dawson Don'ts, of course, Bisasop, Go Diego, and Sweet Lie. I will be introing you after we do critical vulnerabilities. So I'm going to pass it to Travis, and we'll go from there.
Hey, yeah, thanks, Omar. Thanks, everybody, for having me on the call. My name is Travis Riley. I'm a security solutions architect here at Bugcrowd. You may have seen me at some of the Bug Bash events. I'm very excited to have a little hand in this here, along with Omar and Blair. I'm just going to go through a few of the fun critical vulnerabilities that we got without revealing too much, of course. We had a cache poisoning bug that was able to deny access to the WordPress REST API. So anything that was calling on that WordPress API was just not able to be loaded at all because of cache poisoning. We had a site-wide CSRF that was discovered on an endpoint for mobile API that was allowing for creation of like 100% off coupons, for example, and even complete site deletion from that mobile API. So fun one there. We have a Privesk that came from freshly user-created accounts that were able to escalate to an admin endpoint that wasn't supposed to be able to be accessed by these freshly created users. And it would allow for redirects on some unsuspecting users in a way that could capture their auth tokens. So you could log in as them or do whatever is them. Big one for sure. And then we had an RC that started out with a leaked admin credential, but then the hackers were able to find, oh, hey, this doesn't require 2FA. So many of these admin accounts may not require 2FA. If any of them are ever recovered, we might be able to do a lot of things like give other users admin or run RCE scripts on pages that would be loaded by millions of unsuspecting people, things like that. So some really great finds happen, and I'm just super happy to just see everybody go at it like this. And that's what I have, Omar, if you want to take over.
Yeah, so we are going to switch the screen sharing really quickly to go to a little show and tell from our hackers themselves, our winning team, Bisasop, Go Diego, and Sweet Lie. I will be moving towards you.
Yep, I'll start. So hi everybody, thank you Bugcrowd for this opportunity. We are the Do's and Don'ts, or Dos and Don'ts. It's clearly a ChatGPT name, but it is the way it is. So we are Diego or Go Diego, Guillermo or Bisasop, and myself, Sweet Lie. First of all, we would like to say that we really enjoyed this year's event, and we're not saying this just because we won, but like for real, it was super fun and also super tough in a very good way though. This is not the first time that we participated in this style of events. We won the Team Hunt in 2021. And of course, we saw like the progress over the years on this format. We can definitely say that there were many improvements, and this year it went super smooth. There were no issues with the leaderboard. Triage was super fast, and so on. We really liked how the point system worked for the event as well, in a way that was prioritizing higher severity submissions, so that the focus of every team was really into those high paying bugs, super critical, and that give value to customers. And now we would like to show everybody one of our most favorite bug that we found during this event. So I'll let my friends Diego and Guillermo speak.
Hi everyone. So here we don't have a screenshot of the vulnerability because we have to protect a bit the privacy, especially because the customer still have to fix the vulnerability. But in the next slide, I will try to show what we did to detect, confirm. Sorry, I have like barking here. So to detect, which bugs have vulnerability. One second, please. Let me move to another place. We're not back. So, well, as you can see here, we have the key is a post request, and the key is mathematical numbers. Is not the value of the post data parameters, but the key itself, which is very weird. And after changing the key, we see 47. Sorry, a reflection in the next screenshot is wrong. This is a screenshot. I made a mistake. We did this a bit fast today. But then you see like a mathematical value. And here we have to start to think, what is that vulnerability like? If I put a number and I do mathematical calculations there, what is happening there? Is a server-side template injection, which is the most common vulnerability that we can find with that thing. It's a base math operation, because sometimes when you have application, you maybe allow some kind of mathematical operation, which is totally fine. And maybe it's a function injection, like maybe we can inject direct code into that, into the key is weird, is different, or is a false positive, like is that thing really happening? Can we go to the next slide, please? So we have to confirm this is a real vulnerability, and we can do something with that. So for that, the first step is to try to use mathematical operation one more time. So we have to use, in this case, I use a function which is ABS. And you see the results there. I put -10. It give me the result of 10, right? But it's still not enough to know if we have full function injection here. So please, the next. And here we use like a UKs, like I have this function, and this, you see the extension of the request is called function. And here you put two different functions. One is UKs, test, is basically uppercase, right? So you get the test in upper letters, and also the -20 plus 10, and you get 30. So it's a confirmation that we have cold function injection. But is this enough to get a remote command execution or any other kind of risky vulnerability? We don't know. So trying to understand a bit why this is happening. This is ChatGPT. So we put a bit of understanding about how the application can work in the background to understand how we can exploit it. And basically, we end finding that the application was evaluating whatever you put in the key. So it don't evaluate the value, but it evaluates the key. So any kind of key you put, it will convert to a code, right? And execute the code. Whatever you need to put there, it will evaluate and execute. So time to exploitation, and that is where Go Diego starts.
Yeah, so where better to check than in the docs. So we went ahead and looked at the docs, and as you can see, there are like many different functions that we can call. And we started calling functions. Next slide, please. And the first one that we found useful was expand path, as it gives us, like, as you can see, a full Windows path, in this case in the E drive. And we were happy because this is like we're confirming that we can exploit. We're starting to like gain insights into the file system. So we went ahead and we tried to different variations. So now we can see where we are, so we can try to start reading files. So we were like, okay, what if we tried the file read function on the expand path, and then we can read basically the application source code. We tried, but it wasn't working. We went ahead and we checked the documentation. As you can see, it all seems fine. There were even some snippets saying that basically we should do that same thing that we tried, but it wasn't working. And the reason why it wasn't working, it's because, next slide. Because basically the expand path gives you a path for whatever you give it. So if I give it like, I am happy, it will give you a full path, I am happy. So it wasn't necessarily that the file existed. So then we tried with different variations and we found a file where it gave us the contents. So that meant like we could basically read any file. And now the next thing is, once you have visibility, you know which directories there exists, and you know that you can read files. The next thing is to see which files are in each directory so you can read them. So we tried directory list, and we tried with the next slide with this command. So we're like, okay, let's try to list the directory, but again, it didn't work. And we didn't know why it wasn't working. At first, we thought it was like maybe encoding, maybe the application was doing some processing. And then we figured out that by appending length, we didn't get an error. And we got like 47, 150 like contents. So we were like, okay, what's going on? And in the end, what was happening was that, next slide, was that we had to convert it to a string because the application was expecting a string, and the directory listing function returned an array. So that's the heuristic that confirmed to us that we were indeed like on the right path. And then from there on, next slide, it was like very easy. We found the two different ways, one by converting the contents of the array to a string, and the other one to joining the array itself. And we eventually basically managed to leak all the application source code. And next slide. And this resulted in access to all logs, all the application source code, the web config, which contained passwords. There were like files with clients data. There were like zip files that contained reports and stuff. We could also read with file read binary, all those different kinds of data like PDFs, CSVs, Excel files, everything. And we didn't attempt to do RCE because we figured that this would be enough for a P1, but it was like 99% possible to get RCE. And that was basically the whole bug.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the breakdown. We will pass it back to Blair. And just a quick closeout, just so you guys could see how close the scores actually ended up being during the cutoff period. So these were the final results here. This is a photo of one of the trophies that'll be given out as well. The top 3 teams will get trophies, as well as everyone who participated and got a bug will be able to get the challenge coin. We are looking forward to doing another one of these next year, as Casey said, and we're so glad that you all joined us just for this ceremony. Any final words from our winners?
Thank you so much, everybody. Of course, we're looking forward to participating next year. Bugcrowd is amazing.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you for the opportunity and for the model. The model is great. Competitions in groups are the best.
Sweet. Well, thank you to all the customers, everyone here at Bugcrowd who helped make this happen, and then everyone who participated. You know, we look forward to doing a lot more of these with you all. Most likely 2 next year that'll be about this size, and more to come in January. So we will talk to you all then.
Congratulations, guys. Have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, you too.
Yeah, thanks everybody.